Hello everybody, Flash Rosin here with another Trials and Tries of Old World. Those of you who have been around the channel for a while will know that I covered this when it was on Epic exclusive a while ago and loved it. It's now due for release on the 19th of May on GOG and Steam. And the developers very kindly offered me a Steam key so I could cover the game. You ask yourself, if I've already got an Epic copy, why do I need a Steam copy as well? The reason why I need a Steam copy is because anybody that purchases a game within the first 2 weeks of release will get the new Hereos of the Aegean expansion for free. So thanks very much for the devs for reaching out and offering me a key to cover it, because I've really enjoyed the game, and giving me a chance to show you guys what you can expect from the expansion. So what is Hereos of the Aegean expansion? The Heroes of the Aegean expansion contains scenarios from throughout Greek history, ranging from the Battle of Marathon and the 300 Spartans stand at Thermopylae, all the way to the birth of Alexander the Great and the fracture of the Macedonian Empire after his death. What this scenario we're going to look at has got six scenarios. What we're going to look at today, it's got 6 scenarios in it. It's got lead Athens in the famous Battle of Marathon, resist Persia at the historical Battle of Thermopylae, Salamis and Plataea, lead as Philip II and create the Macedonian Empire, play the widow Queen Olympios as you shepherd the young Alexander the Great into leadership, choose one of Alexander's great generals and carve an empire out after the chaos brought by his death. And also the comic scenario, Alexander's campaigns is not yet in, but available in the review build close to release. Yeah, so obviously I'm on a preview build, which might not be as stable, or it's just preview build, so it's not the final product basically. Yes, so thanks very much for the devs. I was also particularly interested because Greek history of that period I find it absolutely fascinating. Some of you were going, what's Old World? I don't even know what Old World is, so what you just said makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. So let's step back a bit. Let me load in. Also, sorry, sidetrack myself. In audio, I've hit the button here and I've muted music because there is a nice relaxing soundtrack behind it. However, YouTube being YouTube, I've muted it because I don't want to get hit by copyright strikes. Scenario, here's it again. Also, if you're new to this, even if you're a 4X veteran, I'd strongly recommend doing the link, because there's a lot of different things, different game mechanics in Old World compared to what you would expect from other games of the genre. Anyway, if I dive into that, jumping as I say, so Old World is a revolutionary new historical strategy game where you lead your dynasty over the generations of rule against rival kings and queens, wage massive wars, manage your court and build a dynasty, or watch your empire comes to dust. What legacy will you leave behind? That's a cool game. It's a 4X game. It's a 4X game that's been developed by Layla and Soren Johnson, Soren Johnson was the lead designer behind Civ 4. So there's a real kind of pedigree there in terms of 4X games. Because Civ 4 of that stable of games is my favourite of that stable of games. So it gives you an idea what you can expect. The reason why I say play is because of some different game mechanics. Obviously, you're building a fam dynasty, so you're playing with a family. You're playing with a dynasty, so you're trying to keep your dynasty alive. You start off with 4 families, and those 4 families within your empire have all can offer different skills. However, you can only ever use 3 of them in the game, and within that, you have to keep those 3 families happy and keep them productive. So it's not your traditional just you start off the leader and just go and build stuff. It's a lot of politics around it as well. Another key difference when you're looking at civilization, you could spam out settlers and they can build settlers wherever they want to within reason. Within Old World, you can only build settlements on designated spots that are either recaptured barbarian camps or just so you can't just build wherever you want to build. So it makes it a lot harder. Not a lot harder. You've got to think a lot more about where you're going to expand, how you're going to expand, and when you see a buildable land, it's kind of like how quickly you want to settle it before somebody else does, and also what family you're going to give it to. Because again, if you give too much to one family, you might create yourself other families. So it just makes it becomes a lot more kind of just adds a different level to the game. But anyway, bottom line is it's been this there's pedigree behind the design of this game, real pedigree, and it doesn't matter how long. You might be a 4X veteran, but I strongly recommend playing that because it's very good. I'll put a link to my previous coverage somewhere in the video. It'll pop up at some point. Let's dive in. Prologue: Battle of Marathon. In 492 BC, the Persian Achaemenid. Yeah, I apologise for butchering that. I've been practicing saying that. I still can't get it right. Empire under Darius first invaded Greece. Persians seized much of Greece through combat and Greek capitulations, but the cities of Athens and Sparta refused to yield. After a breaking fight, a large Persian force headed for Athens, intending to capture the city and then head into Sparta. This short scenario serves as a prologue for the heroes of the Aegean campaign, letting you recreate the Battle of Marathon, which marked a turning point in the conflict between Greece and Persia, and the reason why the word marathon is so widely known now. Start the game. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I will probably cover the first about half an hour, give you a taste of what you can expect when it comes out, whet your appetite a little bit for it, and then when it comes out on the 19th, you can dive straight in. For decades, Greece and Persia have been bitter rivals, with the young Persian Empire expanding west under King Darius. 9 years ago, Greek cities in Ionia revolted against Persia. And the revolts turned into a prolonged war between the two powers. Ionia, again, I've read a lot about this personally because I enjoy that period of history. Ionia is what would be in the Persia. It would be modern day Turkey on the western coast, bordering on the Aegean Sea, which had a lot of Greek colonies. And as the Persians expanded, they took those colonies, or their cities, were absorbed into Persia. So when they revolted against Persia, Athens supported them in their rebellion against Persia, which knocked off the Persians somewhat, which then resulted in what's about to happen now. Anyway, Persia prevailed, and Darius decided to conquer all of Greece, and especially punish Athena for helping the Aegean revolt. Basically, yeah. So Persia, because the competition for the Aegean between Athens and Persia was strong, and because Athena had supported the Ionian revolt, Darius wanted to punish Greece and Athens, because Greece as a state didn't exist at that time. It was a series of city-states that were in a kind of a Greek. There was a Greek culture, but that was all it was. It was lots of different city-states with different political systems, different motivations, as we'll get to see in some extent when we start looking at Sparta. 2 years ago, a large Persian fleet invaded Greece, and the Persian general Mardonius, most trusted by Darius, embarked on his campaign of subjugation. We've recently received word that Persia intends to assault Athena directly. A battle we are not prepared to fight. We should gather what forces we have in preparation. Because what you have to remember is, we have to know, within Athens, they didn't have professional armies. They were all cities. They were all like citizens that also served as hoplites or served as military. All I'm doing now, because I know what's coming, so I'm just going to move on. Basically, that's where they are. So I'm going to basically start moving everybody up this way a little bit. Because I'm anticipating that we're going to ask for go. We're now run out of orders. Those who aren't familiar with the game, if you look at, they can carry. They've got 3 order pips, so they can do it. They can. It limits how many different things you can ask them to do. But then you also only got order rates, so you can only issue a certain amount of orders. So if you use all your order points on one particular unit, nothing else can work. So it's kind of, again, that's another thing. So you're limited what you can do. You're limited as to how many orders you can dish out. Again, obviously, standard resources up here, lots of different things up there that you can. Politics, technology tree, lots of stuff to look at. Again, I strongly recommend looking at the learn to play to get more in detail like that, because it's fantastic, really detailed. I think this is we've started the goal. Block the exits of Marathon. Persia has landed an invasion force under the command of Datis near the town of Marathon. He commands a sizable cavalry force with foot soldiers in support, and it is clear the Persians intend to attack Athena as Marathon poses little interest. We stand little chance against Datis' force, but there is an opportunity. Persians may not have been aware that the plain of Marathon, where they landed, has only 2 paths out. One is on the southbound road towards Lorient, and the other leads to the hills of Athena. If we rush to block these two exits, the Persians will not be able to mount a quick assault, buying us time. Meanwhile, Athena assembles a council of war of the most distinguished strategoi, among them the highly respected Miltiades and the honourable Aristides, with each stratego taking turns to command the army for a day. Overall command will fall to Polemarch Callimachus the Intrepid, who has been elected by the citizenry. Because there was some kind of there was a kind of democracy within Athens at the time that voted leaders. Let's get you into there. Let's do this properly. Let's get you to there. Block that one. Let's get you. Shift you down there. We've run out of orders. Can we run out of orders? We've blocked it anyway, so we've started that goal. That's just landed. People have landed. Yeah, okay. What we can also do, because we might as well, we can start building things. Let's build some more hoplites and some warriors and close that. Let's go to the next day. Persia. We've completely blocked the goal. We've rushed to block the exits from the Persian landed area. Enemy scouts have simply spotted our movements, but for whatever reason, there is no significant movement from the Persian forces. Whether their delay is part of some strategy or mere uncertainty from the field commanders, Persia cannot keep its army at field camp indefinitely. And when they choose to attack Greek forces blocking the path will likely not be enough. Athena cannot stand on it. It must request assistance from Sparta, famous for its proficient discipline and military. Spartans send some of their troops. The joint force should be enough to repel this Persian attack. We must immediately dispatch a messenger to Sparta, informing them of the Persian army near Marathon. If Athena falls, Sparta will not be safe much longer. Something the leaders also understand. Again, to talk of Greek forces, it's Athenian forces. The idea of Greece as a country didn't again, I might be completely wrong, but I didn't think it existed at that time. Also, a key difference within this region, if we let's just speed of the importance. Yeah, we'll get on that in a minute. Right, so basically, lots of city-states. You've got Corinth. You've got Athens. Athens, northern Greece there. You've got other city-states like whoever they are. Don't tell me who are you? Yeah, Plataea. We've seen Corinth. Lots of little settlements down there. Manichaea, Argos. Sparta were the only professional army in the region. All the other armies were citizen armies, i.e. there's a war, you're all called up. Sparta, every child at an early age went straight into military service, military from an early age. They were a militaristic society, and to be able to support their economy, they basically enslaved neighbouring city-states. So basically, neighbouring city-states were used as a workforce, and every single Spartan male went to war. So they were military. That's why in both Marathon and much later in Thermopylae, they were so important, because they were the professional army. They were the professional military force, trained their entire career to fight. That's why whenever you saw the Hollywood films, that's why Spartans are so important, because they were professional soldiers, where everybody else were just citizens who were trained to fight but weren't professionals. It's a fascinating period of history. The whole period, the Ionian Revolt, and the lead up to Marathon, and also then looking at the effects of Marathon on Persia, and how that then builded up to Thermopylae, and everything happening around that. And it's also important to look at whenever you see Hollywood, it's always about Thermopylae and the 300 Spartans. There's never anything about the wider war that went on, about the Greek, the Athenian navy battles, what happened after Thermopylae, and how that then led into the Athenian Greek War, the Athenian Spartan wars that followed, and then the inevitable decline of Sparta after that. It's a fascinating period of history to look at. It really, really is. Anyway, I digress. We've got a runner to run. So, yeah. Pheidippides, again, I apologise for butchering his names, is the fastest runner in all of Greece, best poised to deliver a message to Sparta. He's ready to embark on his run right away, and will request the military assistance we need to defend Greece from the invaders. Pheidippides will return with the Spartan troops. Let's hope so, because if we don't, we're dead. And it's also, when you talk about the battle of Thermopylae, everybody's talking about the 300, about they're on their own. They weren't until the very last, when they were betrayed. There were thousands of other troops from other city-states with them. It was only when, again, I might be wrong on this, comments if I am, but if I remember rightly, it was only when it was discovered that they'd been betrayed and the Persian forces had been shown by a local, the goat tracks or the goat road, the goat tracks through the mountains to get to the rear of the pass of Thermopylae, was when the Spartans basically told everyone else to go home. So until then, they weren't on their own. It was only when they realised that the position was hopeless that they sent everybody else home, because basically Spartans could never retreat. Again, might be wrong on this, but I'm sure in history that Spartans had beards, and if you ran away from battle, you returned home and half your beard was shaved off. Again, I've read a lot. It's a fascinating bit of history anyway. Is there anything we can do? What are you? Max orders. Yes, so basically you don't use all your orders to get sold for gold. Goal finish, we know that. Goal start, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Let's go to end of days. There's not a lot we can do. Basically, we're waiting for city production. We've trained a hoplite. Max orders. We're not using all our orders because at the moment, again, in a normal game, you would be exchanging you would be using your orders to send people out to search for new places to live, to settle. You'd be constantly moving your troop, and trying to expand your city as best you could do, or trying your civilization. But in this particular one, because the whole point of this is just to wait for the Persians to do their stuff. Max order. We're not going to use all the orders. So let's get him down here. Maybe we'll get him right. He's nearly there. You can't do anything, so let's just kind of come off there. There's nothing we can do up here. We can't build anything, I don't think. I think that's in the, if we go to Athena, can we build anything? We don't really have the option to kind of produce anything other than warriors. I don't think we particularly have the option to do anything other than that. Let's go next unit then. Let's get you up the back there. Where you better go in. Get over here. Basically, get everybody here, because I'm presuming at some point we're going to need them. Well, you can't do anything else. Where's our running man friend gone? Marathon run. Pheidippides the Younger has run the distance of Sparta in less time than anyone in recorded history and delivered our plea for help. Spartans would also like to see Persia defeated and are ready to assist us, but no sooner than in a fortnight. Sparta is currently celebrating the local festival of Carneate, which is of such importance that no military action may ever be undertaken during the festival. Nothing Pheidippides can say to change the mind of the Spartans. Their army will not march towards Marathon before the next full moon. After Pheidippides will return but will do so alone, so the fate of Greece lies in the balance. Again, it's the same thing happened at the same thing happened at Thermopylae. The reason why there's only 300 up there was that I think Sparta was ruled by 2 kings, and I can't remember, it's Leoclides, whatever his name was. Because it was a festival, the main Spartan wasn't allowed to march, so he took his personal guard up there. That's why, because it was the same thing, they were in the middle of a festival, and they couldn't leave their military festival. They couldn't leave their festival because it would offend the gods. So the main army wasn't allowed to march. So the king, I wish I can't remember his name. I should, but I can't. Took his 300 personal guard or volunteers up there. That's why there's only 300 Spartans. That's why it's also fascinating. It's also worth reading again the wider context of that whole period about what happened. It's not just about the Spartans holding Thermopylae Pass. It's about what was happening out at the sea at the same time with the Athenian navy, and then what happened afterwards when the big land battle took place. It's well worth reading anyway. The Spartans will not stop feasting even to save Greece. How did they ever become a major power? Okay, you completed the goal. Okay, you've started to go. Wait for the strategy to reach a decision. Okay, so got what we can do. All right, so okay, Problem has become exhausted. He's died. Marathon run, and that is where the marathon comes from. The marathon, its origins in marathon has come from the run from Athene to Sparta to call for help about the Persians at Marathon. That's where the idea of the marathon came from. It came from that run of Phidippides from Athens to Sparta to warn the Spartans, call for help from the Spartans to deal with the Persians at Marathon. Anyway, right. So what we're doing now then? We're ready for it go. So let's just go enter. That's all we can do. What are you doing, mate? Get up there. Okay. Let's get some order. I accidentally ordered them to do something again. Characters. Eligible governors. Eligible generals. So he's dead. Okay. Let's just ignore that. Next unit. Okay. So I'm not going to attack them because it's facing the enemy together. As the Satragoi are discussing plans for how to best defend Athene against the Persians, whose forces are still camped out, with an unexpected message rise from the nearby polis of Plataea. They will send most of their able-bodied men to fight Persia alongside our troops. Plataea is but a small city that has fewer soldiers than Athene, and certainly fewer than Sparta, but any allied troops is a huge help. Strategos Militades is keen to attack the Persians and is encouraging field battle plans to be drawn up. We still do not know why the Persians were not attacked first, but it does not seem likely they will wait for Spartan forces to arrive. Okay. We have a tribal alliance for Plataea. Okay, so what will that allow us to do? Can we command their armies? Yes, we can. Let's start marching down, eh? Okay, let's make sure I can pick up the right ones. They're obviously defending their city, so that's all we've got then. Okay, let's have a look. We've seen another hoplite. Okay. What are you? You're warriors. Oh, they're the ones. They're our allied. They're our allied troops. Okay then. And we're out of orders. Let's end the day. Okay. End the day. Now is the time to strike the Persians. The Persians have revealed their plan. Persian cavalry has boarded ships which set sail along the coast, which is certainly an attempt to bypass our land blockade and reach the Athenia by water. Without Sparta fighting by our side, we cannot muster enough forces to defend two directions. So our only move is to attack the Persian troops at Marathon now. With the honourable men from Plataea ready to spill blood defending our city that isn't even theirs, we can and must prevail. Okay. Destroy the Persian army in 7 turns. Okay, so we do that. Let's come off you. And now do I then? Come on, as long ready to give the attack order. Of the 10 strategy, the votes will split evenly whether to attack now or wait reinforcement until it's convinced Primarch. Defense on the option. Okay, push them back into the sea. Okay, let's get you over there. And let's kind of attack you. And it's the same again. Okay. We have to be careful not to block our way. I can't do that. Let's get you up there. Okay. And let's hit them again. Let's clear that out. Okay, let's move them there and into them. We are out of orders, so we can't do anything. Okay then. End of the day. Oh, we could lose a unit here. Okay, I might have to pull them out. Oh, they're dead. They're doing what I did, and they're focusing down on one unit and wiping them out. Okay, how do I get through there? Okay. Right, okay, some more infantry. Let's think what we've got to do in there. Can they fire? Okay. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to push into the gap against them. You push into them again as well. Okay. Well, that wasn't effectively as open as I hope it would be. Okay, that was a bit more effective. I guess there's archers if you don't mind. Okay. He was asked to attack. Okay, we are now out of this is when orders become really critical because we're completely out of orders. We need to kill off that range. Yeah, because they're focusing down on one unit and wiping it out. Right, let's have a look what we've got. You're going to use up 2. So each pip's an order. Hang on a second. Let's get you into them. Okay, you lot. Okay. And it finish you off. And then what have I got left? Next unit. We run out of turns. They're really focusing down on. Yep. Ooh, this is getting a bit awkward. Okay. Okay. Can you get through that gap now? See, I've tied everybody in. Everybody's stuck in this little circle here. Can you get through their way? Yeah, you can. Okay. Okay. Can you get through to there? And kind of do something about them if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Excellent. Can you get through that way? You can't get through. You can't go that way, can you? Oh, you can go as far as you can go. Next unit is an arch of archers. Can you? And next unit. You kind of do something about the back if you don't mind. Okay, end of day. I remember, again, I might have completely lost. So I remember reading about the marathon. I thought it happened when the Greeks basically attacked him on the landing ship, attacked him to come off the landing ship. So I might be completely wrong on that. Unit you. You need to do something about you. It means then you can move through to the. Not you. You can move through to there and kill them. You can move there and kill you. Which was then. You can then move through to here and give them a good kicking. Then you can move to here. You can't. I might have already moved you, haven't I? Excuse me. That's you taken care of. Okay. This is looking more hopeful. It doesn't do anything. If you don't mind. So if you look at that wealth that we've got. General, so we've got -4 upset, attack 6. Okay. Okay. That didn't go as well, did it, really? I think we've got this one. Right, let's start off with you, shall we? Okay. I'll move you to there to do that lot. I'll move you to there to toast this lot. I'll move you to there to shoot into them. Kills that off. I'll move you to there and you're at a point. and you're out of orders. And we'll move you to... See, if you notice, look at the white pip. So you notice how many squares he can go. So like, the more squares you move that... So, but if I move these going up, so I move to here, he's got two. He can then attack them then. Victory is ours. Persian flanks were no match for our disciplined hoplites, and the Persian centre had no hope once surrounded. As Greece routed the enemy, a small number of Persians made it onto their ships. General Modonus, the warrior of Persia, ordered all remaining forces to return to Persia. Greek casualties were few, but included some prominent cities of Strategos. Cianagorus ran into the water during the Persian retreat, grabbed onto a try and attempted to pull it back, but had his hands cut off by an enemy soldier and died. Callimachus the Intrepid was one of the last Greeks to die, struck by a spear as he was chasing a retreating soldier. Phidippides was also present at the battle. Upon seeing Greece victorious, he once again embarked on one, this time from Marathon to Athenae. Phidippides delivered a word of our victory and uttered, "We win," died of exhaustion. I got that wrong, clearly, because I thought it said earlier he died from the run from Athens to Sparta, but I clearly got that wrong. He died from the run from Marathon to Sparta, which makes more sense as to why it's called Marathon. Anyway, told you I might get a few things wrong. Greece will not fall to Darius, but the conflict with Persia is surely not over, and Modonus will remain a threat for as long as he lives. And that gives us one game. Today we win, one day we know Persia will return. So basically, that is basically your scenario for the Heroes of the Aegean for Old World. Obviously, let's just have a quick. We're going to go get that. That'll take us back to the main menu. It's like it's very different from your single player. So we're going to dive into the single player. We're going to dive back in the scenario. So if we go to Heroes of the Aegean, next one is 10 years after the Battle of Marathon, Persia invades Greece once again. This time led by King Xerxes I, son of King Darius. Xerxes intends to finish what his father couldn't, subjugate Greece, Sparta and the rest of Greece. The Greeks had agreed upon an alliance of about 76 states a year earlier, and it was this alliance of Athens, Sparta, Corinth, Phocis, Plataea and others that would fight some of the most famous land and naval battles to defend Greece against Xerxes. This scenario consists of several set-piece battles where Greece must use its forces to the best of its ability, and there is no city management or economy in this scenario. It's all about tactical battles. Again, this is very different from the main game. In fact, let's have a look at it, because again, it's a period of history that absolutely fascinates me. And I've read it's just a fascinating set of history because it changed the world. It was a world changer because Athens is the cradle of civilization in terms of democracy, and if they'd have lost that war, you kind of wonder what would have happened in terms of democracy going forward. So it's very different because it led to so many things as a consequence of that. Anyway. The 300. 10 years ago, Greece defeated Persia near Marathon and drove the Persian force of King Darius out. Darius died several years later, but his son Xerxes, the learned of Persia, is just as committed to destroying Greece as his father was. Having amassed a large army and navy support, Xerxes has launched a second invasion of Greece. As the Greek navy commanded by Themistocles is fighting at Artemisium, and decisive battle is brewing near Thermopylae. Now a pass is only viable pass to southern Greece, and it is here King Leonidas, that's it, the Great, intends to defend alongside 300 of his most trusted men. Xerxes sends an envoy demanding the defending Spartans lay down their arms, to which Leonidas replied that, which is basically come and take them. Until a large Spartan army arrives, it's up to Leonidas and his 300 Hippies to defend the coastal path and the mountain track that local people have made known to us. What do exactly we expect to happen here? Show rules for the battle. killed Persian invaders and pass them off at Thermopylae. During this battle, Greece was defending against a Persian assault on the pass of Thermopylae. You were in control of King Leonidas the Great and a small force. You cannot defeat the invaders. Persia will reinforce if necessary until the defences fall. The longer you manage to defend, the better your starting situation will be in the next stage of the scenario. You get training for each kill, and it will also help in the next stage. Leonidas is a powerful general. If the command dies, Leonidas will automatically assume command of a nearby unit. Understood. It's very important. For me, it's very important to remember, or to take into account, the whole campaign wasn't just about Sparta. It wasn't just about. It's a thing that it's all. Everybody forgets that there were other troops with Sparta at Thermopylae. And it was, again, I might be wrong on this, but I'm sure from what I remember reading, it wasn't until the Persians learned of the goat track that took them behind the Spartan lines that then ordered the rest of the rest of them left, because there was no point in them all dying. And it wasn't just the Spartans at the resulting battle that came after. I think it's Plataea. I might be wrong, but it came at Plataea, whatever it's called, that happened afterwards. And then you have to get in the massive battle that took place outside, took place out at sea with Themistocles, where they destroyed the Persian army, the Persian navy rather. I'm just googling at the moment. I'm just googling what the battle was called, because I should know this. And it's one of these games. If I click off my screen to one of my other monitors, it'll kill my computer. Salamis, that's the one. Salamis, the Battle of Salamis is like, as a naval battle, it's, again, that was also as critical as, obviously Thermopylae was important because it slowed the Greeks down, it slowed the Persians down, but Salamis was just as important in the history, in the campaign overall. And it's just something that it's well worth reading about, because it is a fascinating piece of history. What we got then? So we kick off then, end the day. Turn ended. It's basically they've got archers, which is going to be kind of. We have to kill the archers, because or they can just stand from a distance and pepper us. We've got to kill the archers. So if we march forward. Let's go and march everybody forward. Yeah, it's a very different game from the main game. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Okay. I'm gonna have to send out people to try and kill those archers, because they will slaughter us if we don't go and do something about them. They'll annihilate us. We can't win this battle. I'll be interested to know if you can actually beat the game, or whether the game just keeps on going till you've lost everybody. I might be spreading myself a bit too thin here, but you never. Yeah, I might be kind of defend. The whole purpose of kind of defending the line is not to kind of spread yourself out. But yeah, there you go. Okay, I think that's everybody. Nothing else can go, is there? part of me thinking about trying to keep reserves to fill gaps in the line when the trying to fill gaps in the line when we get gaps in the line. But it's about killing units. If we've got it, it's these archers that are going to really hurt us. Get hit from a distance. See more archers coming up. It's just how long we can last for. Right. Let's kind of start off with you. Okay, get rid of them. That allows you to push into there to go for them. It allows you to then push into there to go at them. It allows you to push into there to go after them. It allows you to finish them off. I didn't kill him, that's a blow. Okay, he's not gone yet. Next unit is them. You got up there. Into them, kind of. Yeah, it's a fascinating piece of it, a bit of part of history that it's just because we're not talking unified country. We're talking lots of individual states with a lot of political ideologies, military ideologies. They were effectively separate little countries, all come together. Right? So it was a fascinating piece of history just for that. It wasn't as cut and dry. It wasn't some unified force fighting Persians. It was a completely disparate set of. Hang on, sorry, my mouse is going to have to go a bit bonkers. That was a bit of a pain. I think we just lost somebody. They're just going to keep pouring archers at us, which is absolutely nothing we can do about archers. There's zero we can do. We've got a chariot pops into the equation. Okay. So they're now coming around the back of us, which means we are pretty much doomed. We're doomed anyway, right? So. If I we need to clear him first, don't we, really? So we need to clear him first. If we clear him, they're now dead. Will that allow him to move? Yes, it will. You're into there. Okay. If I can move you into that gap there, you can't go. No, you can't go. You can't go, can you? They won't die. Will that kill it? Yes, it will. Finish them off. Clears that little flank out. Allows you to step up and kind of give them a kick in, but that wasn't as nearly as effective as I was hoping it would be. They're still alive. That's a bit of a blow. Can you get through to there? Ooh, I might have. Okay, end the day. I don't want to leave myself too far space, but they're going to keep chucking archers at us, which is not a lot we can do about it, really. Just keeps throwing archers at us. What can we do against such reckless hate? And they're coming behind us, which at some point they're going to come behind us, which is what happened anyway. Yeah. Anyway, put in the comments if you listen to me talking this, you're going, that's absolute garbage, Flash. You've got that completely. Put it in the comments. Let me know, because when I was uni, that's what I did history at university, but I did modern history, not kind of ancient history. So it's something that it's always fascinated me. Right, one thing is, if I kill him, I can push him through to there. Kills that off. Now he can push through to there, and finish them off. Which I can then push him through to there and give them a good kick in. Which means I can then push him through to there. Oh, I can't. Let's go. Why not? Next unit. Can I push you to there? Okay. Next unit. You're dead anyway, so you might as well go out in glory of the glory of Sparta. Can I get through? Can't get anyway, can I? So let's get you up to there. Let's get you up to there. That's it. End of the day. Okay. Okay. Those archers are devastating. They really are devastating. There's loads of them. That's all they keep chucking at is archers. But it's right. It's the obvious thing to do, isn't it? It's just to stand when they've got no range to compete back with. You've got no choice. How long does it take them to get around the back of us? There. Okay, let's just go escape. Let's get you and push up into there and finish them off. It's not going to happen. Okay. You finish them off. Means I can push you. Get you to there and do something about them. Well, because it's so, as it's also so narrow, I can't get a lot of units through. See what I'm going to do with that lot. I'm going to send this lot back here. I think they're coming a long way. They're coming a long way around, aren't they? I think we've got time before they come. Okay, I was going to try and swap units out, but I don't think there's any point really. I kind of put fresh units in, but they're all going to die anyway. Okay, they're all dead. We've killed 12 units. We are fast running out of units. It's just a range attack. There's nothing you can do against the range. Maybe I'm making a mistake going down to that, going to them. Maybe I should have just hung back and rather than come to them, make them come to me. Maybe I'm doing this a bit wrong. Yeah, let me know how you do this, because I'm just taking. My thought process is there's no point in me sitting back and waiting for them to come to me, because I'm going to get slaughtered if I do that. I can't compete. I can't compete with the range. I can't compete with the range, so I might as well go to them and try and kill their archers before they come to me. Kill as many as we can, do. You can't get through. Neither can you. Okay. See, that does limit, because we're such a narrow path. There's limits. It limits their movements, limits ours as well. So what they're doing now, they're just standing back and picking us off, which is it's inevitable. So all we can do is keep marching forward and try and return the favour. This is an interesting scenario to try and do what I said, and try and actually hang back. Try a different strategy of just staying here and letting them come to us and see, because at the moment they're not going to get to the battle because they're too far back. So if I was to go all the way back this way with him, and all the way back 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 with him. Okay. Yep, end the turn there. So they can still catch us. They can still catch us. That's why I didn't see any point in holding back, because they can still get us. And at least, because the problem is here, when you've only got three spaces to play with, all I've done is go close to 7 now. You've as well as us limiting their movement, we're also limiting. It's also limiting our movement. So I can't get my fresh troops in because I haven't got the space. Because it's limiting us, but it's also limiting us. Because I can't get people in to fight. I can't get bodies in there. I can't get bodies in and then in around them to get behind them. Okay. Next unit. Kill you off. Okay. Next day. Yeah, it's interesting that, because at least in the wide open ground here, we're able to manoeuvre and getting around them, and if we kill their units off, we can get around them. Here come their support. Yeah, so I'm kind of like, as even I've turned around. Yeah, it's interesting to know. I've killed 16 where I could have killed more by going forward, by not going forward. It's whether if I stayed where I was, I would have not. I maybe killed a bit more than that, or not. It's difficult because now I've got the space to go. I'm going to walk away from you and go with you if I can highlight you and finish you off. Because it's about killing units, isn't it? Really. Because we ain't got that much longer, so I'm going to go with you. I'm going to click on you, and I'm going to click on you, and I'm going to go to there, and attack you. And I'm going to you. I'm going to attack you. That's another unit we've killed. Okay. End the day there. Okay, if we can, which we're not, because they're on us already. All right, let's go. Let's focus on wiping out these boys. Let's get you around here. Focus on him. Let's get you around here. Focus on him. Let's get you. I'll focus on him. That's another one killed. End of the day. I say if they come piecemeal, I'm trying to think how I could fight it differently. The problem is, if I fight it down here, when I've only got 3 squares, I've got very little space for manoeuvring and able to overlap and get more people into the fight. And also, if I deploy down there, or maybe what I should do, what you could do, Marty, what you could do, this we deploy it. You could leave 3 across here and just have really well back. And then just as somebody dies, you put something else in and just kind of rotate them in and forth and only have a front 3. Whereas I've just charged forward, so I've got this big space to run around and move around a little bit. Perhaps another strategy is to put 3 here, keep everybody else back in, and only move 1 in when somebody dies out. But saying that, if I do that, what they're going to do is they're going to stick range over there and shoot us from a distance. I've also been going for nearly an hour. I said I'm going to do this for half an hour. Anyway, you're fresh. It's about focus on killing units now. Oh, he's out of units. That was a mistake. Yeah, that's a mistake. We haven't got long left. Before we die. Last one's left. Last unit left. But we've done a fair good job on them though. Oh, it's me now, so let's just go. Okay. Can't move that anyway, so that's used our orders up, so end of the day there. Okay. If I was a Persian, I'd literally just stand back and pepper me from a distance. I wouldn't even get involved in this kind of hand-to-hand stuff because you're just going to end up losing a lot of people. Why does not? Yeah. And it's all over. So we killed 21 Persians. Persian armies are endless as they assault the pass. Every enemy we strike down is replaced by another, and their arrows are at times so numerous as they cannot be seen. At last there are too many. The battle could have been won if it weren't for Ephialtes, a local farmer who betrayed Greece and led the enemy through the southern mountain pass. Whether he comes to be rewarded by Persia or not, his name shall be cursed for centuries. On the slopes of the Kolonos hill, not far from the defensive walls once built by Phoenicians, King Leonidas the Great meets the fate he believes was foretold in a prophecy by the oracle. Not one of his loyal soldiers surrendered, defending to the last with their weapons and even with their bare hands. Leonidas was the last Greek to fall, as confident in death as he was in battle, taking his homeland to the final breath. The souls of fallen Spartans will call out to any that pass the Kolonos hill. Strange to tell the Spartans that we behaved as they would wish us to, and we are buried here. Their loss is more impressive than most victories. Okay, and I think stopping the invasion. I think that we're going to leave this here. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's really, really enjoyable. It's because I've got a passionate interest in the history of the. But again, we could never do that game. Behave yourself. Allowed us to construct 5 extra ships. Fantastic. Well, I think I'm going to leave that there. Let me know what you think. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's very different from the main game, where the main game is a lot about management. This is completely different, and I really, really, really enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that. Obviously, because I've got a vested interest, because I enjoy the history, I enjoy that era, and I've read a little bit about it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you listen to me thinking that's garbage, you don't know what you're talking about, or I got some things wrong. Let me know. But anyway, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you've played it on Epic and you're going, I really want this. And let me know if you've not played it at all. Either way, let me know what you think. And finally, thanks very much for the dev for giving me a key for me to play this, because I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. It's really, really, really good. It's massively different from the main game. The main game's a proper 4X, and it's well worth looking at. If you've got it, take a look at the Learn to Play. Well worth looking at, because again, it's built by proper Games World heavyweights. It's built by people who know what they're doing, and they've got a back catalogue to prove it as well. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle. When I start to waffle, it's time to stop. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, because I have. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and as ever, I shall see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.